Light spoilers for Lost Records Bloom and Rage Part 2 follow. As I went through Part 2 of Lost Records Bloom and Rage, I felt the melancholy, the remorsefulness, the regret of one's rash actions as a young adult. I myself have been one to make a mistake and feel deep shame the next day, wanting to take it all back, spurred by an impulse and bravado that I have thankfully matured out of. But as I saw Swann the next day after the concert of Part 1, with the blood of her best friend on the floor, lamenting about what was supposed to be the night of her life in which they rebelled against the system, turned out to be simply a misguided approach to their rage and anger. When Swann is sent the next day of the concert to clean up the mess they left, I found it a cathartic activity after the heightened ecstasy of the event. Picking up the pieces of what was left, both literally and figuratively, strikes like a very mature situation for Swann to go through, and one that is formative for her. The finishing touch is the emotional conversation she has with the older woman in the parking lot. Not every adult is out to get you when you're young, and that talk Swann has when feeling this thought really brings this point home. There will always be people out there willing to help you. Some will come from the most unexpected places.
By the way, those guys who were heckling you, they don't know shit about shit. And they were out of line.
Emotions run high when faced with the prospect of death, especially at such a young age. It feels unfair, like the world made a mistake giving a terminal disease to someone who has not yet bloomed. This is a driver for most of Part 2 Rage's storyline, to live to the fullest, to not look back, rebel, fight, yell, live, and leave a mark for those who come after, to see that these girls did not cower in fear. Of course, this makes them engage in much riskier behavior than the first part. A first kiss is one of those moments one never forgets, and Lost Records Bloom and Rage is so earnest in its emotionally resonant scenes that it is highly likely you will think about your own experience with Swann's coming-of-age memories. The innocence of a first love, from sweaty palms to stumbling through words, feels just as cringy as it is endearing, and it is Donut's commitment to being human that makes every one of these scenes an emotional triumph. Exploring womanhood and empowerment, Lost Records Bloom and Rage has clear influences from the 1996 movie The Craft. With the four main characters in that film portrayed as outcasts, they find a shared power through witchcraft and revenge towards people that wronged them. Sound familiar? It also shows the dangers of how unchecked hatred can destroy the very bonds that tied them in the first place. Dabbling with powers beyond their comprehension, the parallels in both Lost Records and The Craft are a delight to compare, and one of the many 90s homages that end up making it such an unforgettable experience. When Swann, Kat, Nora, and Autumn are together for one last time, fueled by pure bliss, there is a moment that I will never forget. Dancing is an act of liberation, and it is absolute girl power to have them express their teenage euphoria so distinctly. When the game slows down to highlight this once-in-a-lifetime experience, it serves as a catalyst for what it has been trying to tell from the very start. What I initially thought was the summer of regrets was in fact the summer of joy, and one that would mark the rest of their lives and everyone around them. We should all strive to look forward and into the future. But maybe, just sometimes, it is worthy to reminisce and remember the people who made us who we are. The friends who gave us the strength to fight back, the courage to always find a way to have fun, and the happiness that made the summer of our lives. For those that aren't with us any longer, and for the ones who stayed with us through thick and thin, Lost Records Bloom and Rage forever. My name is AndresPlays, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing. See you in the next one.